with a simple reminder. Faith is not only something we believe, but something we live. May our thoughts, words, and actions reflect the love of Christ, who taught us to serve others with humility and compassion. Let us open our hearts to that call. Today's message comes from the book Jesus in the Home by Neio, Lucio, psychographed by the medium Francisco Xavier. Chapter 45. The Need for Action. The disciples were heatedly discussing the need of preparation for the divine kingdom. Philip discreetly emphasized the need for meditation. James the elder suggested a spiritual retreat. The disciples of the renewing movement thought that they should isolate themselves in a place inaccessible to sin. John opted for ceaseless worship, going so far as to suggest that everyone should abandon their professional activities so that they could chant endless hosannas to the most beloved Father. Bartholomew pointed out the need for incessant fasting and refraining from any contact with unclean people. Called upon by Simon to please say something, Jesus asked, "Peter, what kind of water causes pestilential miasmas?" "Well, of course," the apostle responded, intrigued, "useless, stagnant water." Smiling, he asked the son of Alphaeus, "James, what kind of fish floats motionless on the waves?" "A dead fish, Lord," replied the disciple, disappointed. "Bartholomew, what kind of land is filled with briars that prevent the sowing of a crop?" The disciple thought and thought, and then answered, "Indisputably, it is good soil that has been neglected, because dry, rocky soil is nearly always unproductive." The Master showed that he was sincerely satisfied and turned his attention to Thaddeus. "Thaddeus, what kind of tunic becomes a nest of destructive moths?" one that is never worn. Nodding towards Judas, he asked, "What happens to the buried talent?" "It is wasted, as it is useless, Lord." Next, he looked at one of the sons of Zebedee and said more incisively, "James, where do serpents and wolves seek shelter? In rooms or other places that have been abandoned." "Andrew," Christ said, gazing at Peter's brother, "what is the purpose of yeast?" "Master, the mission of yeast is to give life to the loaf." Then, resting his piercing yet gentle gaze on his disciples, he added good-naturedly, "The temple is full of worshippers, yet Jerusalem is surrounded by misery. If the light is not used to drive out the darkness, if bread is kept from the starving, and if medicine is withheld from the sick, where can we find benefit in the work we propose to do? The divine kingdom holds the need for action as a fundamental order. Let us continue onwards, and let us spread the redemptive truth through our thoughts, words, deeds, and lives. The All-Wise One created the seed to produce without end. The light of the sun comes down each and every day to drive darkness from the earth. The ministry of the good news is nothing more than that. To love by serving is to worship the Father above all things. And to serve by loving is to help our neighbor as ourselves. To abide by these guidelines as we progress towards redemption is to practice the whole law. As we go forward, may we remember that loving God is shown through loving and serving our neighbors. May the light we have received here guide our actions, bring hope where there is need, and reflect Christ's love in the world. So be it.